Imagine a world where you wake up in the morning and the first thing that you do is not get on the scale or not worry about what you're going to eat. The first thing you do in the day is just normally feel. How do you feel? What's going on in your head? And there's no thought about your body size or what you're going to eat or all the stress that goes with all of that. You're not hopping on the scale. You're not going down and making a breakfast that you don't even like. You're not going to pack some weird lunch because you're not allowed to go to the Chinese restaurant. All that goes away. How does that sound? Does that sound good to you? It's what I wanted. I didn't want to keep forcing myself to eat foods I didn't like, to not eat when I was hungry, and to eat when I wasn't. That's what dieting did to me. And if this sounds at all familiar to you, just stick with me. We're going through our workbook. If you're new here, I just want to give you a little taste of what it's like here in the land of intuitive eating, where food is not the enemy. And when you eat, it's joyful. There's no guilt. There's no hiding. There's no shame. There's nothing. It's just joyful. It's as Mother Nature intended. It's one of the greatest gifts that we have in our lives, the joy of satisfying hunger with the food that you love. Yeah, the food that you love. And when you lose diet culture and you lose that diet brain that you have, which I had for 25 years, and I have to say, today is August 11th. On August 13th is my 25th anniversary being an intuitive eater after being a dieter for 25 years. So now I'm going to be able to say to myself, finally, I've been an intuitive eater longer than I was a dieter. And it was on my 40th birthday in the year 2000 that I looked at myself and said, why are you suffering around food and eating? There's nothing, I knew in my heart there was nothing wrong with me. I was a healthy, strong person, successful in other ways, but I was constantly dieting, like maybe you are, constantly seeking that holy grail of like, what's going to work? Constantly feeling like in this aspect of my life, I feel like a failure, where I don't feel like that in other ways. I feel pretty good, but this is bringing me down. If this kind of thing is happening in your world, the reason you don't even consider what I'm offering is because there's not a lot of people talking about it, because it's not a big money maker. You don't sell a bunch of products. There's no special recipes. There's no special anything. It's you connecting with you. And since you are free for you, your intelligence, your wisdom, your intuition is free for you, then it's, why tell people to listen to themselves? That's not going to make me any money and all that kind of stuff. That's how the big corporations think. And I'm going to immediately say, because I feel it coming, well, you sell a book and a course. Yeah, very inexpensively. And anyone who can't afford it, I give it to, okay? So if you truly can't afford our little online course, it's $29. And I hate talking about money and all this right off the bat, but that's not what it's about for me. What it's about for me is me having regret that I lived 25 years as a dieter when I was like 14 or 15 to the age of 40. And still I had a great life. You probably maybe still have a great life. But this diet culture, this diet brain brings you down. It diminishes you. And it's not because you're lazy or because you have no willpower. Anybody who's ever been on any diet ever and made it through 48 hours, 24 hours, that you have willpower. But that's not what you need to lose your diet brain. What you need is education on what this is all about, how fine-tuned we are, how amazing we are, and how when we reject our bodies over and over and over, it breaks us. And diet culture, dieting, all those big name companies that I just hate, because, I think some of the people who work there, and I'll tell you, I worked at Nutrisystem for a very brief time when I was in graduate school. So I was part of the problem, right? But I also know, and I know that about me, and I know this about other people who work in the diet industry, that at the time you're working there, maybe you think you're doing the right thing. I know I did. Now, maybe not everybody does, and I was, I wasn't a big wig, right? I was down in the battlefields of diet, helping people with Nutrisystem, which I go into that in other videos too. But that taught me that diets do not work. That absolutely they backfire. And still, I was like 22 when I was there. It took me till I was 40 to say, I'm not doing it anymore. So I really understand where you are. I understand how you're holding on tight, because if you just find the right thing, it's going to be good. And you're going to be just like some girl or some guy who looks amazing. But you don't even know what their life is. You don't even know what horrors are behind the door, when they get home and they're counting green beans or whatever. You just don't know. So don't wish that for yourself. Instead, live where you are with your beautiful body that is so smart and so good. And we have such short little lives, actually. And if you don't ever listen to your body, then it's going to just go wasted. And I'm very happy that I at least made that turn when I was 40. If you're beyond 40, if you're 60, whatever you are, 80, doesn't matter. It's never too late. And if you're very young and you're over 18, right, get on this. Don't live this way. Don't live this way. It is not that we have such horrible food, although we probably do. That's not what's keeping you heavy. What's keeping you heavy or stressed or unhappy or stuck is that you have disassociated yourself with the instinct you have to eat and to not eat. And you have that instinct. Yes, you do. And I like to say this because I really know, I know where you are. I've been there. I was there for a very long time. When you become an intuitive eater and you start listening to yourself, you do things that you never would have thought possible. You will go out to brunch and everyone will be eating, and you just be, I ate a huge dinner last night. I just still feel full from that. I was really hungry last night. It was amazing, and I had some big steak, and it was just so good. And I ate a lot of it because I was hungry, and my hunger hasn't kicked in yet. And there's no way I'm eating because that feels so weird now. To me, eating without hunger is bizarre. And look at me. I was like you. I would never have thought that. I would have been like, I could always eat. Turns out when you re-engage with yourself, all this wisdom and this instinct to be at your happy, healthy weight, whatever you define that as, right? So I had a place where I wanted to be. I could never get there. I could pop down to my weight where I was happy and zoom right back up. It was always 10 or 15 pounds for me. It wasn't 40. It wasn't 80. But it's the same. It's the same biological drive that was messing with me, that's probably messing with you, that biological drive that we ignore, okay? So don't let that be, oh, well, she never had to lose 50 pounds. Many people have lost tons of weight doing this, so don't let my where I was influence, oh, I couldn't. Yes, you can. It's the same mental thing. And the beautiful thing about becoming an intuitive eater, and hear this, the beautiful thing is the minute you engage with that, you already feel better. I mean, you want the weight to fall off, which it does slowly, because if it's fast, it's going to come back. So if you're in it for a quick fix, don't. Go do something else, get stung again, and come back when you're ready to go. I'm never doing that again to myself because I don't deserve to live that way, which is what I finally arrived at. If it's quick, it's no good. It's got to be slow because your body, you don't want to threaten your body, and your body has no idea why you're not eating. But if you're eating quick, if you're eating so little that you're losing weight quickly, don't do it. But anyway, so when you engage with your body and you start listening to your body, so many good things happen, including understanding how much food you actually want, how much you actually need. And that's my husband playing very loud guitar. Sorry. Anyway, so we're going through the workbook because, and here it is, okay? It's the first 12 weeks of your healthy, thin mentality, my version of intuitive eating. I'm going to say, it's a little book. We have an online course. If you can't afford this, please email me, all right? Because I want you to do it. And it's not expensive. These things are not expensive. It just kind of keeps me going in terms of being able to do this. And, let me assure you that I have lost way more money than I have making money doing this, because I want you to know that I'm not driven by money to help you. I'm driven because I was where you are. And if I can reach, one person for every video I put out there, it is worth it to me, because I know the suffering, I know the misery, and I know that it doesn't work, and I know that you can be way happier and be in your body where you go out and every morning you put on your clothes and you're like, oh, nothing's ever tight, because you're not a dieter, you're an intuitive eater, and your body has learned to guide you, and you have learned, most importantly, to shut up and listen to your body instead of all the other influences you have. So you guys out there, if you're over 18 and you're struggling, you can't afford, the course is $29. I mean, it's not expensive, and the books, whatever, just let me know, because again, I don't want my message to ever not work for somebody because of $29 or whatever. And I'm going to go through the workbook, and you don't have to have the workbook to go through it. You can, that's your choice. But I'm here putting this out there because I love my fellow soon-to-be ex-dieters, because I was one, and I get it. We are on page 34, and we're going through, we ended last time on the whole thing of understanding what a portion is that you receive. Like, at a restaurant or in a little prepackaged thing. These are suggestions. And when you become an intuitive eater, you get picky. You start to get tired of being treated like you're in kindergarten. Like, okay, this is my little lunch for the day. No, you're like, no, I'm an adult. I have cravings. I have different days in my life where I feel differently. And this used to always get me about diets. Like you'd wake up and maybe you would have worked out a lot the day before and you're rarely hungry when you wake up, but your diet says no. How stupid is that? No, your body responds to what activity you do, to how you're feeling, everything. It assimilates it all and it gives you a craving. Yes, it does. You do not believe that about yourself. You don't think your body's that great. I'm telling you, it is. And I didn't think mine was. I promise. I was like, I'm just so broke and all I want is salt and butter. And it turns out I do eat salt and butter, like more than most people. That's my body asks for that. And it used to be that, salt, so bad for you. And now, of course it's, have some salt, Celtic salt in the morning, right? Which I do. But you just can't listen to all that outside noise. And of course, eating things that are full of nasty chemicals, is probably not good, but make sure you hear this. And I'm kind of diverting from where we are in the book, but listen. First, get your hunger and satiety, the feeling of being hungry, answering hunger, and when hunger slips away, delaying eating more until hunger comes back. Get that first, because you're not going to poison yourself or have some horrible outcome. For the first few weeks you're doing this, and you're going, my first thing is not, what's the most nutritious thing? No, my first thing is, am I hungry? What am I craving? And in the beginning, you crave more junk because you just can't believe you're allowed to eat junk. As long as you're hungry when you eat the junk or whatever, you're going to be fine. So, but get that first. And later on, I tell you, this happened for me for sure. And many, like the people that have come and embraced this message, it's happened with them too. In the beginning, you're kind of like a kid, out of school for summer. And you're like, I'm going to do this every day because I'm going to eat this. I can eat this muffin. I love muffins. I can eat this and I can put butter on it. And oh my God, that's one of the things I loved. And I don't know. I don't eat muffins. I don't know. The thrill is gone. I mean, sometimes. When you obsess about food, it gives it power. And when you could have it, it dissipates. And it's not that you don't love food and desserts or whatever but it's food and it just becomes less, it doesn't hold you hostage like it used to when you were a dieter. And you're free. You're free. The first thing in this book is free yourself. That's how I felt I felt free when I figured this out. And I've got a whole bunch of stories on how I figured this out and stuff, but I'm trying to get specific help for you. So, this is what we're talking about, portions here. And this is what you need to think about, okay, when you're eating and portions and stuff. The value of this exercise we're doing is every time you eat to allow for the possibility that the amount of food on your plate is too much or too little. All right, so we talked about that last time. So when you get hungry and you're trying to figure out how much to eat, you're like, okay, how do I know? And you feel broken because you are broken. The diet industry, diet culture, diet brain breaks us. It breaks the connection we have with us and our bodies. That beautiful, strong connection, which Mother Nature gave us, whoever you want to say. I just say that to be kind of neutral. And wherever you got that, we disrespect it every time something we don't want, that our body's going, I don't want that. And I'm sure that's happened to you. Or every time, you eat past hunger. Like, think of Thanksgiving. What is your body doing? It's screaming at you, stop. Oh my God, you've had enough. That feeling, but maybe not as strong, but that's still disrespecting. You don't want to seek fullness. You want to seek neutrality when your body's not giving you signals to eat or not eat. You just want to be in that mellow, normal. Like, it's not a windy day. It's not a sticky day. It's just calm, right? It's calm. And that's where you want to live, in that calm world of, I'm going to get hungry. I'm going to bring myself back down to neutral. I'm going to get hungry again. I'm going to bring myself down to neutral. And please believe me, there will come a time when you get your body used to this again, which is how Mother Nature created us, not to stuff ourselves, but to get down to neutral. Going beyond that, you're going to go, no, thank you. And there will be times when you're at a party or someone's bringing you this special treat, and you just, what I've learned to do is you take a couple bites to be polite and you just move on. And I don't like doing that, but you also shouldn't be, no one wants to be around someone who's like, no, little bite, you're fine. Stuff like that. You learn how to behave in a world where people don't understand this concept, but you do. And the reward for it is that you gradually lose weight because you learn to eat less without sadness, without feeling denial, without anything bad. It's you matching you with you, and you're the only one who can do that. So when you're deciding how much to eat, how much I'm going to put on my plate, one thing, how much food do you generally need to feel like hunger has dissipated, like hunger isn't biting you anymore, Like hunger is a beautiful thing to feel as long as you can afford to answer it and you're in a spot where you can answer it and all that. It's a thing to look forward to. And then, okay, I'm really hungry. I'm going to eat. Okay, I feel good again. I'm back in neutral. That's where you want to go. So how you think, okay, like yesterday when I had this toast and whatever, avocado toast, whatever, this is about how much I ate, so I'll put this on my plate and we'll see how I feel. But just because you put it on your plate doesn't mean you're going to eat it all. And just because you put it on your plate doesn't mean that's all you need either. You allow yourself to be free and open. And, okay, maybe I need more, maybe I don't. And then you ask yourself, okay, what am I going to eat? Okay, what is my body craving? What is going to nourish me the best? You ask yourself questions like that. And then what food combination, what meals make you feel the best? You go through this instinct of paying attention to how you felt after you ate, and then enjoying that again and saying, oh, wow, last time I felt kind of like this and I ate that and it felt great, but this time it didn't. You just learn. It's not complicated, but it is a little effort to just pay attention to how you feel when you eat what. So what you want to do is this is on page 35, you want to keep your assumptions about what you need to eat quiet and wait for your body to guide you. So you'll learn little tricks as you go along doing this. Like sometimes if you get really hungry and you open your refrigerator, and this happens to me for sure, but I know this, so I guide myself gently. Okay. So I'm really hungry. I come home and I open the refrigerator or the pantry and I see something that I know is calorie dense and my body lights up because my body wants some calories. But I go, okay, I could eat that. And when I was first being an intuitive eater, I wouldn't even think like this because I didn't know to think like this. But over the years, again, 25 years, I've gotten good at this. So now what I do is I say, yes, that, let's say, I don't know, some chocolate bar, whatever, that I'll get calories in quickly. It'll be tasty. It'll be good. But now you think, okay, how will I feel 10 minutes after I eat that? It becomes more not just about that mouth feeling when you eat. It comes more about every time. Like, not about every time, about everything. It's like, I'm going to feel good in 10 minutes. Is it going to nourish me? Is it going to sustain me? You start having some standards for yourself on like what is going to make you feel the best. And that's where you land on the food that's going to make you physically feel the best for the longest amount of time. But again, you're not a stickler when you're an intuitive eater about stuff. You just start feeling. It's much less mental. I think I'm making it sound too mental right now. It's a feeling. Like, how do I feel? What's going to make me feel good? How did I feel after I ate that? I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to reward myself in the future by remembering that, saying, I felt like that, that time, and I ate that, and that really was good. And you remember it, and then you pay attention to that, and so then you can do it again, or you can go, make little variations on it. I ate that and I didn't like it, or, sometimes I'm really thirsty, and I just want some water, and I put, some real lemonade in it, and I just love it so much more. Or you may say, well, when I'm really thirsty, sometimes I just love eating fruit or whatever. And you say, oh, fruit when you're thirsty? Well, fruit's really hydrating, so that happens to me. I'm just saying, you learn about yourself, and you break little rules that you thought were rules that you couldn't break. You learn. We reject our bodies over and over again. And when you start to embrace your body and just go, no, this is me. This is my body. I'm the only one who can hear this. Until they put chips in our brains, maybe that'll hear stuff. But right now, you're the only one. So take a hot minute. Listen. Pay attention. How do you feel? Do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Did that make you feel good? Did that make you feel poorly? How? And that is where you land. So the big, like, not pass fail, but like when you're judging how you're doing becoming an intuitive eater, the big thing is, as long as you don't put food in your body when you are not hungry, you're making progress. And you're not going to always follow that. Because in the beginning, you're not going to know. Am I hungry? I don't know. So I like to say this one a lot. In the beginning, when you're learning this and you're saying, how do I know what, when, and how much to eat? Even if you're currently heavier than you want to be, I want to point this out because this is a big deal for people. Even if you are very overweight in your mind, you think, I'm really overweight, I really don't deserve to eat. Yes, you do. And it's you not eating and just saying, I should just eat as little as possible, does not help, because you will not last, and that is not good for your body. What you need to do is know that you still deserve to eat the food you love and the food your body craves. And even if you're if you're heavier than you want to be. And one of the things, I think I spoke about this very recently, is that if that makes you feel uncomfortable when you're out around people, too bad. Get over that. Do the best you can to just stay with yourself and go, as long as I'm not eating when I'm not hungry, as long as I don't put food in my body when I'm not hungry, this is good. I'm eating and this is good because I'm hungry. So always that connection with this body, hunger, and satiety, and feeling that when you are eating with hunger, it's all good. And when you get out of that and you start eating without hunger, that's where you have to go, wait, I'm disrespecting this. Nope. Bring me back around to eating until hunger has slipped away. And when hunger slips away, just saying to myself, and it's hardest the first time, I'm just going to delay eating more until that hunger comes back. I'm not going to put food in my body when I'm not even hungry. That is the essence of becoming an intuitive eater. So it's a lot of talk I've done here, and it's not complicated, but it's so weird. We're just so not used to it. So come back and listen to this some more, and join us on TikTok and Facebook, all that stuff. And there's links below. And please subscribe and follow, comment. I can't answer all the comments a lot, but I read them. So please let me know. And if you have questions that I can help you with, let me know. Okay? Remember, you have a beautiful body. It may not be exactly where you want it to be, but you have a beautiful body and it deserves to be listened to. And we're out of sync. When you get back in sync, everything makes a lot more sense, and everything kind of goes to that nice, harmonious place where, again, food is not the enemy. It's not a war. It's you listening to you, and it's beautiful. It really is. Thanks for being here.